supposed to be, जहाँ एक तरह Tagore, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, all these people, Vivekananda is wrongly being, displayed. That I will come later. वहाँ पे मन की बात सुनने के लिए क्लब्स, स्मॉल क्लब्स, रेडियो और लगा के बुढ़े लोग, यंग लोग बैठ जाते, बहुत अच्छा बोलते, बहुत अच्छा. What a, I really don't know how to react. How he has mesmerized, how he has, created an image. एक तो ग्लोबल इमेज है, ग्लोबली जाके गांधी जी का नाम लेते, घर पे आके नहीं बोलते, वो तो हमने देख लिया. बट दिस इज, it is, as a strategist, political strategist, I have never seen in my life. Now, why have I put secularism and religious faith, this together? What is the connection? एक तरह मैं धर्मनिरपेक्षता बोल रही हूँ, दूसरी तरह धार्मिक भावना. क्योंकि इंडिया में there may be a microscopic minority of atheists, and they also are, sort of, they are, they accept all religious faiths, etc., etc. But हर घर जाइए, हर आज जैसे सुबह meditation हुआ, आज सुबह जिस तरह, we prayed whatever way. So, prayers, meditation, religious bhavna, ये एकदम, you cannot deny it. You cannot say no to religion. You have to accept the religious feelings of the people. Now, my question is, what is religious feeling? Religious feeling is not the building of Ram Mandir at the place of Babri Masjid. Religious feeling is not whipping up some kind of Christian, anti-Muslim, anti-Sikh, this kind of feelings. No. Religious, true, I read it because I had to do Gandhiji on Gandhiji on my PhD. So I read a lot. So a truly religious person, I'm emphasizing the word truly, can never become communal. This we have to understand. And therefore, I bring again this religious faith, that today what we see in the name of religion is absolutely no religion. It's a fake religion, and that has to be explained to the people. We have to, I don't know in what form, maybe through essay competition in different colleges, schools, or in Mahalla, कुछ करना है जहाँ what is fake religion, and I'm not using this word fake religion. This is the word used by Tagore long ago, those days. And he used this word because he believed universal religion of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And today, see, 250 years of Raja Ram Mohan's birthday gone. There was not a single program, nothing, not even in Calcutta. And one interesting, Modi will never be able to appropriate Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Tagore, or this kind of people, because they were truly spiritual. There is that spirituality and religion. We need to talk about that. There is no spiritualism in the so-called ritualistic show of religion, which has been going there. That was there. It's not new phenomena, but with power, with administrative power, now it has become rampant and very virulent. So, my friends, my young and old friends, but the point I like to make that we have to definitely take into account the religious sentiment of the people. But how to combat the fanaticism? Religious fanaticism is one thing. It's a very tough task, because I have seen gatherings of like-minded people in Calcutta in my student days, university days, and later on also occasionally. We come, we gather, we meet, we get some inspiration, but after that, what is the follow-up? So now they are in an aggressive mood. They meaning your opposite camp, the RSS, BJP, because they have power. They have control media, control bureaucracy, everything. Therefore, we also will have to be aggressive. I'm using this word aggressive in a positive sense, that not anymore with writings of Gandhiji or Maulana Azad or Nehru. Nehru to out, definitely. So I like here to bring your attention to those political figures who have been appropriated by our Prime Minister, RSS lobby. First, Ambedkar. Huge Ambedkar Bhavan, huge program on Ambedkar. They don't understand. When I talk to people, do you know, Ambedkar wrote riddles in Hinduism, and at the fag end of his life became a Buddhist. You go to Nagpur, huge that stupa, okay? And Ambedkar's quotations, what he wrote, Pakistan or partition in that book or other book, because I'm sorry to say I was a teacher for 40 years, but young generation prefer to read secondary sources, not primary sources. They don't read the writings of Ambedkar. Therefore, today I am going to just read out a little bit from I have chosen 3 persons. I told you I want to quote Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Maulana Azad. You know all of them. They stood for what? But this, because now it's a critical time and we have to attack this government with their material. It is not their material, what I mean, with the same people. So I'm quoting Ambedkar. Now, he wrote, I'm quoting, if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. Ye to aap samajh jaye. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. On that account, it is incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. Actually, he meant the caste system, you know, particularly. That's why his way of looking at it. He also talked on majoritarianism. Actually, today, when you come across people saying minority appeasement बहुत होता है, so why don't you say majority appeasement तो हद कर दिया, मतलब has gone to that level. What is it today? It is majority appeasement. Why don't we counter them? Why do we keep silent and just listen to them? So on majority, Ambedkar, what he said, any claim for the sharing of power by the minority is called communalism, while the monopolizing of the power by the majority is called nationalism. Ab samajh gaye na? So interesting. And Ambedkar's speech in Parliament makes it amply clear that the ethos of the Constitution, even in its original form, was definitely secular. For him, secularism was important to deter majoritarianism. Today, it is a rule of majoritarianism, and that we have to fight. Now I'm coming to Subhash Chandra Bose. Many people are going to that India Gate to have a glimpse of the new statue set by, erected by this. And what is the latest thing? They are highlighting suddenly armed struggle of Subhash. I've seen number of books which have come out by these rightist lobby. One is by Kapil Kumar, Azad Hind Force. And I saw the sources. No writings of Subhash, not from his speeches, military archives, military records, government records. See, the source. And they are projecting, because why particularly they picked up Subhash Chandra Bose? I, in my 50s and 60s in the school, used to play, Kadam, Kadam, Baraye Jai, Khushi Ke Gin. Matlab, we grew up with that. In Calcutta, during the Congress regime, to the left regime, to the Trinamool regime, 23rd January is a public holiday, like Tagore's birthday, Gandhiji's birthday. Clear? So suddenly here, as if they have, it's a lesser known. Somebody in the college told me, I said, how can you say lesser known? Why are they doing this? To isolate, to distance Gandhiji's non-violence. Because Subhash didn't agree with the strategy of non-violence. Second, to totally corner Nehru, because Subhash had tension with Nehru for something else. That's a different story. I can't take so much time. It's not, that was because within the Congress, the rightists, Sardar Patel and other, they were opposed to Subhash's election in Tripuri. And Nehru was neutral because Nehru felt Congress, there might be a split. That's why, that's a different story. But this government, in order to push Gandhiji, push Nehru back, highlighting Subhash. And unfortunately, they are not telling anybody his vision of India. What he wrote on the problems of India after independence. Conveniently, these writings are kept under the carpet. Volumes he have written, Free India and its problem. And there he talked about, because I can't take so much time, that free India, quote unquote, with no state religion. Then he wrote, it will guarantee complete religious and cultural freedom of individuals and groups. Much before, this of course in 40s, etc. But much before in 1928, when actually the alienation of the Muslims started, when Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, they got alienated in the All Parties Conference and Jinnah's, all those, back to history, I'm not taking time. But at that time, Subhash said, which is worth recollecting, I quote Subhash Chandra Bose, and this should be prominently circulated and should be told to the people. Subhash Chandra Bose, it is necessary for the different religious groups to be acquainted with the tradition, ideals, and history of one another, because cultural intimacy will pave the way towards communal peace and harmony. He is the only national leader, whatever I could make, he talked about cultural intimacy. He felt, I quote, fanaticism is the greatest thorn in the path of cultural intimacy, and there is no better remedy for fanaticism than secular and scientific education. In fact, on the question of this communal harmony, etc., he was very close to Mahatma Gandhi. This government is playing up this whole thing, whipping up the tension between Gandhi and Subhash. But they don't know, on 6th July 1944, through the Azad Hind radio from Germany, he reached, or in Southeast Asia, maybe 44. He asked blessings from Gandhi, and he said, Father of the nation. Narendra Modi should know Subhash Chandra Bose called Gandhiji Father of the nation. Rabindranath Mahatma. These facts are not in their social media. Therefore, it is high time for us to go through the pages of his addresses. Not only that, let us think, okay, Azad Hind Fauj, yes, he was very impulsive. Suppose the Quit India movement, 42, would have started in 40, he would not have left. He was very impulsive. Kuch nahi ho raha. Sluggish. These are the words. And when the Quit India movement started, he sent a message to Gandhi that I wish I were there. I participated in all your movements. Do you know all these facts, the young generation? He also, Subhash Chandra Bose, in his Azad Hind Fauj, okay, they are highlighting the way, in a different way. His meeting with Mussolini, his Tojos, he met Tojo, Japanese, the Axis powers, how they helped, etc. But in the Azad Hind Fauj, there were brigades. Rani Jhansi Brigade, the women's regiment. But Gandhi Brigade, Nehru Brigade, Azad Brigade. At a time, in mid-40s, he died in 1945, 18th August. So these things happen just, in a few years. This is not being told. So selective narrative, मतलब चुने हुए narration उनका, ये बहुत खतरनाक और ये बहुत चल रहा है. So सुभाष को लेके मुझे लगता जब मतलब another thing, जैसे saffron color, उनका एक क्या बोलते उसको right हो गया. उनका what is the word हिंदी में क्या बोलते मतलब वो कब्जा कर लिया. हाँ अधिकार हो गया उनका ही मतलब वो उसका ही सैफरन कलर मतलब ये हमारा बहुत कलर से एक है ग्रीन है रेड है तो इसका कोई मतलब नहीं है इस तरह एक उसी तरह वो अपने आप को हिंदुइज्म का एक क्या बोलते अभिभावक गार्जियन बना लिया. That as if they only understand Hinduism. Have you read Upanishad? Have you read the proper, sometimes it's so irritating that there is not enough protest. One or two articles sometimes come. For example, Ramchandra Guha in Financial Times, he has written that Gandhian legacy has been unwritten by this. So one or two, but that is not enough. What I mean, it's high time to have तर्क होना चाहिए. तर्क से तर्क को खंडित करना है. सिर्फ सुन के चुप रहना, ये चुप की तोड़ हम हमेशा क्या बोलते भाषण देने के बाद बोले चुप की तोड़ो. कैसे तोड़ोगे? तोड़ना मतलब हमारा जो स्लोगन है वो नहीं, उनका स्लोगन उनका नेताओं के इस बातों से खंडित करना. So the last three figures I've said, I started with Ambedkar and then Subhash Chandra Bose because they are appropriating this, and finally Sardar Patel. They had made a huge statue of unity. गुजरात में जनरली I thought गांधी जी का एक बड़ा होगा, लेकिन जानबूझकर किया है. It was true that Sardar Patel was a rightist within the Congress. कांग्रेस का भी पॉलिटिक्स में थोड़ा एक क्लब बोलना चाहिए क्योंकि इट वाज द मेन स्ट्रीम पॉलिटिक्स. कांग्रेस के भीतर हमेशा देयर वर टू ग्रुप्स, द लेफ्टिस्ट एंड द राइटिस्ट. फर्स्ट लेफ्टिस्ट विद इन कांग्रेस कौन है? हसरत मोहानी, जिन्होंने पूर्ण स्वराज का प्रस्ताव ले आए थे 1921 में. गांधी जी रिजेक्ट कर दिया. और बाद में ही वॉज ए मेंबर ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन तैयार हुआ. बाद में सुभाष चंद्र बोस, नेहरू, सी.आर. दास, बहुत लोग, इवन मोतीलाल नेहरू, ये लेफ्टिस्ट फॉर्मेशन के साथ रहा. इसीलिए सुभाष जो फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक तैयार किए थे, वो फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक कांग्रेस से बहुत नाराज होके, बट मेन था लेफ्टिस्ट कंसोलिडेशन करना है. राइटिस्ट कौन है? जी.डी. बिरला, जमनलाल बजाज. यहाँ पे आज आप जानते, अदानी, अंबानी गवर्नमेंट को पैसा देते. मूवमेंट चलाने के लिए पैसा चाहिए. आप लोग डोनेशन बॉक्स रखा, कोई 100 रुपया क्यों रखा? तो कांग्रेस का डोनेशन कौन करते थे? बिरला and this group. So this financial lobby had a power in the making of the resolutions and making of whatever happened. So this tussle between the left and this, ultimately Subhash left and wagara. But this is the last point of what Subhash, then I'm going to Sardar Patel. Subhash ka fail ho gaya pura. It is true. You know, Hiroshima, Nagasaki bombing, 6th and 9th August, 1945. The Second World War came to end, 9th May, 1945, with the fall of Berlin, fall of Hitler, fall of Nazism. Clear? Hitler, then he had to retreat, Subhash. And whatever the plane crash, 18th August, and his witness was the co-passenger, Habibur Rahman, and the nurse who was there. The point I'm trying to make, on 15th August, he gave a statement that this failure is a temporary failure, we will get independence. After that, in 1946 February, Harijan, if you go and see the Harijan, there are some of the veterans who came back, told Gandhiji that Subhash told us to go back to India, work with Gandhiji, work in a non-violent manner for the Congress organization. This is their exact date. I have not brought in Harijan 1946. This is not being focused. Forget, that is immaterial. I'm not getting into that. So this playing up the tension between Gandhi and Subhash, Nehru and Subhash helps them. Isliye, to corner them, they are playing up, and we have to give counter argument. I'm coming to Sardar Patel. He is considered as the idol of BJP. Everybody knows. But what he said? 7th October 1950. I'm taking too much time. I will just...
No, not for you.
Achha, okay. Because, you know, this is a topic dear to my heart.
We started a bit late and you are on the right track.
Okay. It is dear to my heart. 7th October 1950, he spoke with firmness in favor of a secular state. किसने बोला? सरदार पटेल. उसका एक एड्रेस. I quote, "Ours is a secular state. We cannot fashion our policies or shape our conduct in the way that Pakistan does it." पाकिस्तान जिस तरह कर रहा है, उस तरह हम कर नहीं पाएंगे. We see that our secular ideals are actually realized in practice. Here, every Muslim should feel that he is an Indian citizen and has equal rights as an Indian. If we cannot make him feel like this, we shall not be worthy of our heritage and our country. This is from Sage Publication, the book Sarda Patel speech ये मुझे जहाँ मिला. उन्होंने ये भी बोला, religion is a matter between man and his maker, and its mixing with politics would be a dangerous business. तो हमको मोदी, आरएसएस, बीजेपी एंड उनका जो फ्रिंज एलिमेंट्स, प्रज्ञा ठाकुर वगैरह वगैरह, इनके साथ मुकाबला करने के लिए तर्क चाहिए. बेकार तर्क उनके ही मतलब ये सब से हमको ज़रूर करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. नाउ इन आवर कंट्री वी कैन सी हेट कल्चर against minorities, particularly Muslims, and in some areas against Christians. So our secular fabric is really dismantled. एकदम जो हमारा स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन से जो मिला वो बिल्कुल नष्ट कर दिया. और दो चीज़ हम देख रही हूँ. नंबर वन, एन अनडिक्लेयर्ड इमरजेंसी. इंदिरा गांधी का वो 1 साल का इमरजेंसी लेके बहुत मतलब होता है अभी भी. जून में 26 जून कुछ ना करना है, बहुत आई डेफिनेटली आई एग्री, बहुत गलत किया. वेदर संजय गांधी वॉज द मेन पर्सन हु गेव दिस salah to her, whatever, but it was a very wrong thing to do. I understand. It was definitely a declared emergency. Now it's an undeclared emergency. What I am speaking here, can I go and speak at a street corner meeting? Will the police give me the permission? Can I even go to my college and speak in this way when entire governing body is full of RSS people? Will my pension be curtailed? Lot of my teachers I know in JNU हुआ है जो आंदोलन में गए, उनका पेंशन कर्टेल कर दिया, बंद कर दिया. उसको केस करना पड़ा. आई कैन नेम ऑल्सो. उसके बाद जीता, पेंशन मिला. सो नेचुरली कई लोगों में एक फियर साइकोसिस है. मुझे किसी ने बोला, गार्गी तुम इधर उधर बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते हो, तुमको तुम्हारा पेंशन पे डर नहीं है? Because your husband never earned anything, sorry to say. मतलब, you know, he gave only, मतलब, that was a private paper, not government funded, foreign funded, nothing. So, उसी से तो तुम्हारा पेंशन अगर बंद हो जाए, ऐसे देखा जाएगा, तब तुम लोग सब लोग हैं. तो चुपके तो तोड़ना ही है ना, सिर्फ डर से तो नहीं चलेगा. And this was the first point. Second is, this majoritarian culture. कभी कभी मोदी बोलते हैं हमारा एक क्या भाषा, एक क्या समथिंग, एक धर्म नहीं बोला अभी तक, लेकिन मैं सुना है. लेकिन which is pushing India into an invisible Hindu Rashtra. So undeclared emergency, invisible Hindu Rashtra. This is the situation. So वहाँ पे हम क्या बात करेंगे? घर वापसी, मॉब लिंचिंग, बुलडोजर पॉलिटिक्स एंड इंटर रिलीजियस रिलेशनशिप बैन, ये वो, मतलब कितना, मतलब बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं उसमें. तो अगर मैं जाऊँ तो उसी में एक दिन चला जाएगा, वो तो छोड़ दीजिए. सो बेसिकली दिस टू थिंग्स. एंड आई लाइक टू से मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, दोज हु आर not communal, those who are liberal, but they are underlining this silent spectators. देख रहा है, आपस में बात कर रहा है with the like-minded people. कोई बहस नहीं है, बहस करने में डर लगता है. कहीं कुछ हमारा पेंशन बंद तो ना हो जाए, ना तो हमको इधर से जेल में तो ना भेज दे. कप्पन को क्या, कप्पन का तो कुछ ऐसा ये नहीं था ना, क्या होता, मतलब ये सब केस कोई जानती नहीं. 254 जर्नलिस्ट अरेस्टेड. दिस आई नो द नंबर. सो नोबडी नोज बिकॉज मीडिया में तो नहीं आएगा. मीडिया इज परचेज्ड. अच्छा, सो द फोर्सेस ऑफ religious majoritarian culture have been creating a problem which is, all of you know, very hostile, inimical, suspicious, etc. I may have a multiple identity. For example, I am a woman, I am a Bengali, I am a born Hindu that way, whatever, and I am above all an Indian. With these multiple identities, one can coexist perfectly in a non-communal surrounding. अगर वो माहौल, वो जो वातावरण उस तरह ना हो तो ठीक है, I have different identities. So what? But इन लोग whip up करते हैं कि एक ही identity होना चाहिए, and that is something dangerous. So appeasement of majoritarianism, when they talk about minority appeasement, immediately you can see, minority appeasement. How many members you have in your parliament from the Muslim community? How many of them in my college? 150 lecturers, associate professors, etc. 150, because we had science, commerce, and this. Maybe one or two Muslim lecturers. Few students, and that also some, because we are in Chanakkapuri, some students from Bangladesh, some from Pakistan, like that. So forget about it. So when religion is politicized for electoral gains or mass mobilization or ideological reason, three things: electoral gains, mass mobilization, and ideological reason, it becomes the greatest challenge to a secular ambience. वातावरण के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है. Religious faith of the people is being whipped up. And ऐसे एक माहौल क्या? We, them. जैसे एक border है, हम और तुम. And that is the most dangerous part. So now let me make my conclusive remarks. To me, there is no contradiction between secularism and religious faith without being ritualistic, superstitious, dogmatic, etc. Most of our philosophical, literary, intellectual figures were imbibed with a strong element of spiritualism in their religious understanding. Now, most of our national leaders, whether Gandhi, Ambedkar became a Buddhist, then I can name so many, Subhash, who believed in Kali cult and meditation. In Singapore, he used to go to Ramakrishna Mission for meditation, but never publicly, made use of it. So all our leaders, they were not atheists. So we have to remember. Now, for example, don't मत सोचना कि अंत में मैं रविंद्रनाथ से अंत कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि it's not just my Bengali entity, but मुझे लगता रविंद्रनाथ एक नोबेल प्राइज मिला और उनका जनगण मन इतना ही हम जानते. उनका गाना उपन्यास छोड़ दीजिए, उनका प्रबंध essays on Hindu-Muslim problem, on various issues. You cannot imagine how secular he is. I'm just giving one example of Rabindranath. All of you know about 1905 Bang partition, Bang Bang Andolan. Rabindranath was very much there, Ghana, Vagara. Suddenly he withdrew for 9 committees when they found that there were riot situation, Muslim houses of the peasants were being burnt. It is becoming anti-Muslim. Immediately he withdrew from the movement. In any case, now for Rabindranath's perception of godliness in nature around him led him to a higher level of connection with the Almighty. आज सुबह जो मेडिटेशन हुआ, उस मेडिटेशन के समय में मुझे वही लगा कि कुछ ज़रूरत नहीं, एक ऑलमाइटी के साथ you can just communicate. You don't need scriptures and nothing. There are non-dogmatic atheists also who simply do not believe in God, yet get spiritual vibes, good or positive feeling, sitting or walking on the seashore, in the hills, or listening to music. जो आज हमारा सुबह का जो अनुभव से ये बोल रही हूँ. Fanaticism and aggressive attitude in the name of religious faith is contrary to the idea of true religion, which has a sublime character. Here I like to differentiate between true religion and fake religion. हमको अटैक करना है जो कुछ हो रहा, this is in the name of religion, but it is not religious faith. I am again quoting the person who is the focus of Kejriwal's AAP party and also Narendra Modi, same Dr. Ambedkar, key figure, though he was not a freedom fighter because he felt social reform more important than political independence. But another thing I like to point it out before concluding, that Nehru's first government was not a Congress government. Shama Prasad Mukherjee was there. Ambedkar was there. He tried to bring a kind of a government which was national, patriotic kind of a government. That didn't work, that is different. Ambedkar said, quote, real religion lives in the heart of man, not in the Shastras, unquote. He also said, man and morality must be the center of religion. If not, religion is a cruel superstition. असली जो धर्म, नकली धर्म नहीं, असली धर्म, नकली धर्म, ये दोनों के बहस होना चाहिए. There is no dichotomy, मेरे हिसाब से, between one's personal, very, very private, true religious faith and secular ethics. It depends on how one nurtures the two values, two concepts, and strengthen the secular foundation of our independent India. But, unfortunately, due to the majoritarian arrogance, aggressiveness, Hindu appeasement of the ruling BJP dispensation, which is in denial mode as far as the secular thoughts of our national leaders are concerned, our secular state is in a great danger. And the last words, we can't sit quietly or just have occasional gatherings. Now it's high time to have a equally aggressive social media with students taking more part, combating this situation. Otherwise, my point is, electoral gain or loss, that's a different thing. The minds of the people at the grassroots level to higher level, I've seen the students and the teachers all being poisoned. This venom, I think, we have to somehow see that we can fight this out and we can take this challenge. It's a huge challenge. It is as difficult a challenge as the freedom struggle. I think this will be our second freedom struggle, and all the young people should join that freedom struggle to free the country, to defend the constitution, to fight majoritarian politics. With these words, I thank you all.